Welcome in to Do Ball Daily presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Lugo. Thank you so much for tuning in. Trevor Lawrence. Ever heard of him? Been the topic of many a debate amongst Jaguars fans this week. There's some fans jumping ship after a couple down games for Trevor Lawrence. 2021 first overall pick, franchise quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right now, I'm going to talk about where he's at as a quarterback and how he can improve after what has been 2 down weeks, certainly, for Trevor Lawrence against the Eagles and the Texans. You can follow me on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo, Generation Jaguar, at Generation Jag. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. And if you want to support the channel further, go check out GenJag.com. Pick up some new gear. You can become a channel member as well. Let's get into Trevor Lawrence, though. Looking at what has happened so far this season, he has had 2 amazing, fantastic Pro Bowl level performances, right? One against the Colts in week 2, one against the Chargers in week 3. Jaguars won both of those games. Everything went just swimmingly for the Jaguars offense, for Trevor Lawrence in those 2 big victories. I think you look at one of his performances as a mid type of game. And that was week 1. Certainly had some ups and downs, but ultimately gave the team a chance to win, in my opinion. Trevor missed some throws in that one. There were also some offensive line issues and pass protection in that one. There were some critical drops as well. So I think that one, certainly he could have played better, but there were some things around him that could have helped him play better as well. And then obviously did not get the job done in a monsoon against the Eagles. Again, in that one, there were some offensive line issues. Juwan Taylor really struggling with Hassan Reddick. But Trevor was the biggest reason for that avalanche of turnovers. I do look at that game as a bit of a one-off, though, especially with the fumbles. Next time Trevor plays in a downpour with 20-mile-per-hour winds, he'll need to make sure to avoid some of that stuff. But that's not going to be a common issue. You're not going to play in that condition or in those conditions very often. And then you look at the Texans contest. I do think that was kind of a microcosm of a lot of the problems he's had. And he wasn't the only one to blame in this game. 7 drops by the wide receivers is going to nerf your chances of scoring in a big way. Still, I do think you can look at the mistakes that Trevor Lawrence made against Houston in week 5 and really hone in on what you're talking about and where he can improve moving forward in his young career. I think for me it starts with discipline, and that is learned. It's learned in an offensive system. It's learned knowing what types of defenses you're going against. It just takes in-game experience. It takes listening to the coaching after those in-game experiences and through those in-game experiences. And then, again, just reps, just doing it. Trevor is so confident in his right arm. He thinks he can fit that ball anywhere, and he's got to know when to go for it and when not to. That's critical. That's a critical part of playing quarterback. And you can't take away his ability to go for the deep shots, to go for the tight window stuff completely. You just have to know when to go for it. And that leads also to situational football. Cannot make the big mistakes at the wrong time. That 2nd and 1 interception against the Texans, that was a microcosm of that again. If it's 4th and goal, you have no choice but to fire it in there. So be it. But that was 2nd down. You only need a yard. You're able to get a first down before scoring a touchdown there in that situation. A throwaway is fine. Live to fight another day. But heck, he really should have just tucked it and run. He had an easy first down with his legs, maybe even a touchdown. You cannot take points off the board like that in unnecessary situations. You cannot compound mistakes, compound issues. Same thing against Philly with the one interception he threw against the Eagles the week before. It was in the red zone. He had Jamal Agnew wide open in the flat, same side of the field that he threw it to, but instead he took a shot down the sideline to Christian Kirk, tried to fit it in between zone coverage, and James Bradbury made him pay for it. That's another example of the situational football and the discipline. You have Jamal Agnew, who has an easy first down if you just check it to him in the flat, and he might have even scored a touchdown with his speed and playmaking ability. These are just 2 examples of situational awareness and situational discipline for Trevor Lawrence. Those are areas that he needs to become more consistent. No question about it. But look, the kid is young. He's played 5 games in the system he's in. He's had a different offense each of the last 3 years. He's doing a lot of good things right now. He's throwing the football with confidence. He's taking shots. That heater he had rolling to the left to Marvin Jones on a bender, that was one of the best throws you'll see. I mean, for him to roll left, get his feet set, and fire that one in there, that was a heat-seeking missile to Marvin Jones. It was beautiful. And you see him taking shots all over the place. The seam to Evan Ingram, several of them in week 5 against the Texans. You've seen him connect on some deep shots. You've seen him really do a lot of good things. He's thrown 8 touchdowns in 5 games. He's moved the ball really well pretty much every game outside of Philly. His pocket presence and pocket movement is some of the best I've ever seen from a young kid. He continues to grow in that department. He just needs to keep evolving in this offense, understanding what he can and cannot get away with, and again, stay disciplined. Jaguars fans should be excited about the development of their young quarterback. He's in great hands with Doug and Press and Mike and Jim Bob. They're going to be fine. It's not easy in the NFL. It is very hard to become a Pro Bowl level quarterback. But Trevor Lawrence is on the path to doing that. Has some amazing gifts, really strong work ethic, great coaching. He's going to be just fine. Going to be a top 10 quarterback in this league for a long time, and probably a good bit better than just a top 10 quarterback, if you ask me. The physical gifts are there. The work ethic is there. The coaching is there. You just got to make it all come together, and I think eventually it will for Trevor Lawrence. Again, only 5 games into the 2022 season, 5 games into playing in this system. They've got to improve in the red zone as a whole. I think Trevor Lawrence is a big part of that, and I think that he will be able to improve in that regard. It's just going to take a little bit of time here, Duval. That's going to do it. Hit me up on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo, Generation Jaguar at Generation Jag. Again, please like and subscribe on YouTube. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a show. If you want to support the channel further, again, you can become a channel member. You can also go check out genjag.com, pick up some new gear. Links in the description below. Thank you so much for tuning in, Duval.